Hi everyone, my name is ELYSSA OLIVARES and we are here today to have a simple code implementation of stack using array in Python. So now, let's dig into the code. We have here learning task 2 implementing a stack using array in Python. Also here, we are using linear data structure. Since we are going to implement a stack, we are going to create a stack. We have here function create stack. Stack is equals to square brackets. Square brackets is equivalent to list, or it can denote as list. Then return stack. Since we're done creating an empty stack or a stack itself, we also have here to check if the stack is empty, which we have a function of is empty stack return length of the stack is equals to 0. The length of the stack denotes the values of the elements that we have on our stack, and if it equals to 0, then it means that our stack is empty. In adding items into the stack, we have here a function push stack items for item and item stack that append. Here in this function, we are just going to add on our stack. Since we have adding items into the stack, we also have removing item from the stack. We have here function pop stack is empty. If our stack is empty, as stated in the condition on the upper here, as in the condition here, it will return none. If it has any values, then it will return stack pop, or the item that is on the stack will be popped or will be removed. In computing the height of the stack, we have here function height return some stack. Here, since we are going to input our values or elements on our stack, to compute its height, we have here the operation sum, or the values on our stack will be added to each other, then it will result to their height. Here we have concatenating number of strings. On our output, it will be more visualized on our output. Here in concatenating number of strings, we have a function stock to string. Here in return spaces or return space, our values on our stack, or our inputted values on our stack, must be separated with spaces, so we can denote that each value is separated with each other. Starting our inputted values is here is considered as strings, but later on it will be changed into integers, since we are going to add them all, or we are going to get their sum. Then here in calculating the stacks are equal, since we have we're done in creating a function for the stack's height, we have here onto calculating their height if they have equal heights from stack 1 to stack 3. We have here a variable stack 1 to s1 to 3, which denotes for the height of stack 1 to 3 also. Here, and if s1 or stack 1 is equals to stack 2 is equals to stack 3, it is denoted as the equal stack height, and it will be printed on our output, and it just return or display as 1, since they all have the same equal height. Here we also have a condition if our height or if the stack's height aren't equal to each other, then it will be popped, and only the stacks that have equal height will be displayed. Then here, if is empty, if our stacks from 1 to 3 is empty, it will return to none, since they are empty. Here in displaying the heights of each stack, we have stack info from stack to 3, 1 to 3 rather. We have here print stack 1 total height until stack 3 total height. We have the height of stack 1, then so on, and until stack 3. Their height will be displayed here. Then I also have here a note which will be printed on the upper part of the output, so the user will be informed that or it states, hello, your elements must be separated by spaces. Since we are going to use a list or we are going to use many values, they must have spaces so they can be considered as different values from each other. Because if you put close, for example, you have to put 1 and 2, but you put 1, 2, it will be read as 12 or it will be read as 1 if you put values close to each other or without spaces. Then to organize the order upon displaying the output in which you can input your elements, this part you can in this part you are going to, or the code is for displaying the values or displaying, or this will be displayed on the output which you can input your elements or your desired values. But first, we are going to create a empty stacks as list. It is also stated on the first function, which we have stack is equals to square braces. But here we are going, we have from stack to 1 to 3 is equals to squared braces, since it will be considered as list. Here in getting the input for the stacks, the user will input his or her desired values or elements to the stack. We have stack 1 elements list, since we are using square brackets. We have int, which denotes for integer. That's what I'm telling, what I said earlier, that our first inputted values will be is considered string, but here in this input it will be converted into integer, since on the height we are going to sum up those values on our stack. Then same as stack 1 from stack 3 elements, we have that condition, which we can enter the element that we desired for stack 1 to 3. In pushing the elements onto the stack, we have push stack 1 stack elements until stack 3. This is for satisfying the append on our stack, or adding values on our stack. Excuse me. In displaying the stack heights, we have the stack info stack 1 to 3. Here it is only for displaying the values of, or the height values that we have. It satisfies the condition of our heights on upper part, or here this part, this displaying the height of each stack. It is just the order, or in this part, in the output rather, after we inputted these the elements, we can see the values of the heights that each of these stack has. Here in calculate equal height, we have equal height equals equal stack height from stack 1 to stack 3. If equal height is not none, it means if our stacks have values, it will print the stacks equal height here, as you can see. Then its equal height. Then here, or this part from here to there, it will display the elements that satisfy this equal height. It will be more visualized later. Here in stack 1, stack 2 string stack 1, it will display the values that satisfy the equal height, as well as here in stack 2 and stack 3. Else, if all the stacks are equal, or the equal stack height is not satisfied, meaning they don't have equal stack height, it will return, or it will print stack height will never be equal, since the values of S1 or string 1 to 3 aren't equal. Excuse the chickens. Here we have a condition for continue or stop testing. If the user is satisfied to the output, or satisfied to what she is implementing, we have here a condition continue equals input. We have here a question continue y or no, y or n, or simply yes or no. That strip, that upper means it will convert the string, or convert the inputted letter into uppercase letter. So it will satisfy the condition here if continue is equals to n, since it is on capital letter. Then if we input n, it will print thank you so much, and then the code will end. But if you inputted y, which denote for yes to continue, then the code will continuing, and you can again add your, or input your desired values onto your stack, or simply you can begin again. Now, since I am done discussing the code, we are going to run it, or we are going to the terminal for so we can see the output of this code. I forgot to delete the previous terminal. So slow. Okay. As you can see here, my note which states hello, your elements must be separated is displayed, and also you have to, or the user must note this, that his or her desired element or values must be separated by space, because if it is not separated, then it will be considered, or it will be printed as 1, or will be read by the code as 1. For example, here we can enter elements of stack 1. For example, I will put 1, space 1, space 1, space 2, space 3. Since I want them to be separated, then I put a spaces between them. Then enter. I can now also input my elements for my stack 2, which I will put 2 space 3 space 4, then enter. Here as you can see, I will now put my elements on my stack 3, which I will put 1 space 4 space 1 space 1, then enter. Here as you can see, the stack's height, or the stack's total height from 1 to 3 is displayed, and we have for stack 1 8, stack 2 9, then stack 3 7. This stack height, as stated in our code, the stack height is the sum of all values on our on our stack. As you can see here, we have 8, since 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equals to 8. Same as here in stack 2, we have 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equals to 9, then 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 is equals to 7. So the total height of our stack is simply the sum of all values on our stacks from stack 1 and stack 2 and stack 3. Herein all stacks are equal in height. It based here on our values. Then it printed 5, since the equal heights is 5. It satisfied the condition on our code, which we have the S1 is equals to S2 is equals to S3, or simply stack 1 is equals to stack 2, stack 2 is equals to stack 3. It satisfies this satisfies that function on our code. Excuse the chickens. Here, since since we have the equal height of 5, the stacks displayed from stack 1 to stack 3 displayed the values that satisfies the height of 5, which we have from stack 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 is equals to 5. Then here in 2 plus in stack 2, 2 plus 3 we have 5, and lastly 1 plus 4 is equals to 5. That's why that satisfies the equal at height at 5. Here, as you can see, we have the condition or the question that if the user wants to continue the code or not. We since we're not yet exploring much this code, I'm going to input yes. I will or simply yes to continue or exploring the code. Then I will enter. Then, as you can see, upon entering this lowercase letter, going back onto our code, we have a condition for, or we have a function, a method rather, for which we have dot upper, which whatever inputted letter we have, it will be converted to uppercase letter, so it satisfies the condition on our code, which we have the capital N or capital Y. Then, since I inputted yes or Y to yes to continue, then it will print again enter elements of stack 1, which you can begin again your or you can again input your desired values for stack 1, 2, 3, and same as here, it will print the heights and the equal heights. Since we still not seeing the condition for all stacks or stacks cannot be equal, let's see here. I will put 2 space 3 space 6, then 2 or 1 7 9 or 7, then enter 4 1, then 6, then enter. Since I inputted random values, the code will read that, and it will print the total heights from stack 1 to 3, which we have 11, 17, and 11. It is just the sum of these values here. Then, upon in our function of stating if the stacks are equal, since these values doesn't satisfy those condition, it will print stack heights will never be equal, since it is possibly height of stack 1 is not equals to stack 2. Also, stack 2's height is not equal to stack 3's height. Then that's why it printed stack heights will never be equal. Then to continue, then again we have the question continue Y or not, since it is the sample of the output, or it displayed our desired output, or I am now satisfied with the output. I am going to enter N, since I am now done exploring the code. Then enter N, then it will print thank you so much. Then that's all for the output of the code, or the whole discussion for the sample code for implementing stack using array in Python. It will end here, and thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm ELYSSA OLIVARES, and this is my output for learning task 2, which is stack using array in data structures and algorithms.